All right, so we got a great question from a listener, and we are going to take a deep dive into it today.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Is buying pre-construction property in Phuket, Thailand, a good investment for you?
Hmm.
Specifically, we're talking about the Bang Tao area,
Yeah.
Chirnteli Lancer and
Yeah, yeah.
that whole stretch that's known for those incredible beaches,
Mhm.
luxury developments.
Yeah.
We're going to use this article we found called Purchasing Pre-Construction Properties in Phuket, Pros and Cons,
Okay.
just to kind of guide this exploration a little bit.
Yeah.
So imagine this, okay?
Okay.
You own a brand new villa,
Mhm.
tropical paradise.
Nice.
Talk about a dream come true.
It does sound pretty nice.
But as with any big decision, you really want to make sure you're weighing those possibilities against the potential downsides.
Oh.
And that's what we're here to do.
Awesome.
So what's fascinating to me about this whole idea of pre-construction properties is
Yeah.
you're investing in something that doesn't quite exist yet.
Yeah, it's called buying off plan, and it can be a really unique entry point into a market like Phuket.
Oh, off plan.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those who maybe haven't heard that term before,
Yeah.
what does buying off plan actually mean?
Oh, it's basically like picking your dream home from a blueprint. So you're choosing a unit,
Yeah.
specific floor plan finishes,
Okay.
all based on what the developer has put together in their plans.
So the property's either under construction
Yeah.
or like,
Or hasn't even broken ground yet.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm guessing that's where that whole lower price tag comes in, right?
Exactly.
We hear a lot about pre-construction
Yeah.
being a way to kind of get a better deal than
Yeah.
buying something that's already been completed.
That's right. Developers often offer those pre-construction units at a lower price to try to encourage those early buyers.
Okay.
Get some funding for the project.
So it's kind of like an early bird discount.
Think of it like that.
Oh, I love a good early bird discount, especially in a market like Phuket,
Yeah.
where, property values have been
Uh-huh.
pretty steadily increasing.
Yeah, and recent data actually shows that properties in that Bang Tao area
Okay.
have appreciated by an average of 8% per year
Wow.
over the past 5 years.
8%.
So yeah, you're coming in at a lower price, but then by the time your villa's done,
Yeah.
you could be looking at some pretty significant capital appreciation.
That definitely gets my attention.
Yeah.
But, beyond just the numbers, what I think is really cool about this,
Yeah.
the customization aspect of it.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
not just buying a property. It's like you're getting to create it right.
You're working with the developer.
Yeah.
You're choosing layouts, finishes, appliances.
Well-
It's tailored to what you want.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
You're not just inheriting somebody else's,
Right.
design choices.
Yeah.
You're really building this thing from the ground up.
That's a big selling point for a lot of buyers over there.
Yeah.
Especially people looking for a second home or a vacation property.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
They want a space that feels like them.
Right.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this whole thing with the payment plans, right?
Yes.
Like I've heard that developers in Phuket often offer
Mm-hmm.
pretty flexible payment plans for pre-construction.
That's right.
And that's got to make it more accessible for people, right?
Definitely.
Who maybe don't have like a massive
Yeah.
sum of money,
It's not like you have to pay the full price up front.
right?
You'd have a payment schedule and it'd be tied to construction milestones.
Okay.
So, you make a down payment and then you make another payment when the foundation is laid,
Uh-huh.
then another one as the structure is built, and so on.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Spread it out over time.
You get to watch your dream home kind of come to life stage by stage.
I love that.
Yeah, it turns that construction process into something that you're a part of
Yeah.
instead of just waiting for it to be done.
Okay, so we've got a lure of a lower price,
Hmm?
potential for some pretty good capital appreciation,
Yeah.
the excitement of getting to customize it,
Mm-hmm.
the flexibility of payment plans.
Yep.
I can definitely see why these pre-construction properties in Phuket are so tempting.
Yeah,
But let's be real.
sure.
There's got to be a flip side to this.
All right.
What are some of the risks we need to be aware of?
Well, you're right. It's important to balance that excitement with a little realism.
Yeah.
There are definitely some risks.
Mm.
And I think the most common concern is delayed completion.
The dreaded construction delay,
Oh.
every homeowner's nightmare.
I know.
So what kinds of things cause those delays
Yeah.
in Phuket specifically?
Well, it's a tropical island, so weather can be a filter.
Right.
Sometimes those heavy monsoon rains can really mess with the construction schedules.
Yeah,
And then there's just those unforeseen issues that can pop up
sure.
during the building process.
Like what?
I mean, maybe they hit bedrock where they didn't expect it, or there are supply chain problems. Who
Right.
knows?
So it sounds like even with the best planning,
Yeah.
things can get complicated.
Totally.
And then you have to think about the developer themselves.
Right.
No.
Most developers in Phuket are reputable and reliable,
Yeah.
but you always have a few bad apples.
Yeah, of course.
So you really want to do your due diligence.
Okay.
Check their track record, make sure they've delivered projects on time in the past, and that they're high quality.
So vetting the developer is just as important as
Oh, yeah.
anything else.
Absolutely. Just like any other major investment.
Right.
And, I mean, if we connect this back to you,
Yeah.
imagine you were hoping to rent out your villa by next summer
Okay.
to generate some income.
Mhm.
But let's say construction gets pushed back 6 months because of something unexpected.
Oh, no.
You know, that delay is going to directly impact your return on investment.
Right.
Potentially even impacting your travel plans.
That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about the money.
Mm.
It's about,
It can throw a wrench in your personal plans, too.
yeah, definitely something to think about.
Uh-huh.
So delays for sure.
Yep.
Anything else that we should be kind of wary of when we're thinking about pre-construction?
Remember how we were talking about those capital appreciation numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sound great.
8%.
But it's really important to remember that there's no guarantee of that return on investment. Even in a market like Phuket.
Okay.
You know, market conditions can change,
Yeah.
external factors,
Yeah.
global economic trends, all that can influence property values.
So even though Phuket has been strong,
Right.
it's not immune to fluctuations.
It's just like any investment, there's risk involved,
Okay.
and you have to be okay with that.
Right. And so that's where that whole personal risk tolerance comes in.
Exactly.
Can you handle the possibility that
Yeah.
the market might dip before your property is even finished?
Yep.
Are you financially prepared to kind of ride that wave?
Big questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people really like that kind of risk,
Right.
and some people don't.
And that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, with pre-construction, there's that other layer too, right?
Uh-huh.
You can't actually see what you're buying
No.
before you buy it.
Yeah, you're relying on those plans.
Right.
Artist renderings, promises.
It's a little bit of a leap of faith.
It is. You know, it's easy to fall in love with a floor plan
Yeah.
and picture yourself sipping cocktails on the balcony,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not actually walking through the space, experiencing the flow, seeing if the finishes are actually good quality.
Right. You don't really get to feel it.
That's a deal breaker for some people.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
For some people, they need to see it
They need to see it to believe it.
to believe it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And there's also the possibility that the developer makes changes to the plans during construction.
Like after you've already signed.
I mean, maybe they swap out the tile you loved for something else because of supply chain issues.
Oh, man.
Or they make a small tweak to the layout
Yeah.
and it impacts how the space feels.
I can see that being really frustrating.
Yeah, it's like ordering a custom-made outfit
Right.
and showing up, and it's totally different.
It doesn't fit right.
Yeah, and you can't return it.
So it sounds like in those contracts, we really have to look for any sort of...
Yeah, you want to be really clear about what flexibility the developer has to make those changes.
Okay. So are there any other hidden costs that we should be looking out for in those contracts?
Oh, for sure. Those contracts can be really complex. And there might be extra fees for things.
Like what?
I don't know, like maintenance or taxes or utilities that you
Yeah.
didn't know about.
Right.
So it's important to read all the fine print, ask a lot of questions,
Yeah.
get clarifications on anything that could impact your budget.
It sounds like having a good lawyer is essential.
Oh, 100%. Especially if you don't know the legal system in Thailand.
Right.
You want someone who specializes in real estate
Yeah.
to help you through the process.
So they can make sure you're protected.
Right.
Okay. So we've talked about a lot.
We have.
We've talked about the potential for profit,
Uh-huh.
the excitement of getting to customize,
Yeah.
the realities of delays and market fluctuations and hidden costs.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to take in.
But you know that's what this deep dive is for.
Yeah.
We're giving you all the information you need
You're right.
to make the best decision for you.
So what are you thinking so far?
Yeah. What's standing out to you as most important?
Yeah.
What's resonating with your situation?
Take a moment and really think about that.
Yeah.
And we'll be back in just a bit
Okay.
to help you kind of connect the dots.
Sounds good.
Okay. So hopefully you've had a few minutes to really think about some of those things we were talking about.
Yeah. Digest it all.
Jot down some notes. Let's figure out how to use all this information to make
Yeah.
a decision.
It's like we've gathered all these pieces of a puzzle.
Right.
Now we have to figure out how to put it together.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So where do we even start?
Well, I think a good place to start is with your own risk tolerance?
Mm-hmm.
How comfortable are you with uncertainty?
Yeah.
Because, with pre-construction, there's potential for delays,
Right.
market shifts.
Yeah.
The developer might even change the plans.
Yeah. That's true.
Can you handle that kind of stuff?
Some people can.
Yeah, some people thrive on it.
They love the roller coaster.
Yeah, they see it as an adventure.
But some people really just need to know what's going to happen.
They need that predictability,
Yeah.
that peace of mind.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
It's all about knowing yourself
Exactly.
and what you're comfortable with.
And then there's your financial situation.
Right? Money.
Can you handle those hidden costs we were talking about?
Yeah. Those unexpected fees. Yeah.
Maybe maintenance or utilities?
Yeah. Stuff that might pop up.
Yeah. And what if the market takes a dip before your property's done?
Oh, yeah.
You got
to be prepared for that, too.
You got to be realistic about what you can afford,
Mm-hmm.
both now and in the future.
It's a big commitment.
It is.
Buying property.
Especially overseas.
Especially overseas.
Yeah.
So don't get so caught up in the dream
Right.
that you forget to actually look at
Yeah.
the practical side of things.
Crunch the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it makes sense for you.
So we've got risk tolerance,
Yep.
financial situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about priorities.
Okay.
Like, what are your absolute must-haves?
Yeah. What are you willing to compromise on?
Yeah.
What are your non-negotiables?
So, for example,
Okay.
is customization a deal breaker for you?
Yeah. Do you need to have control over every little detail?
Yeah.
Or would you be open to something that's already done?
Yeah.
Maybe even a pre-owned property.
Maybe something that's already been renovated?
Right.
Beautifully renovated.
Exactly.
That could be a good option, too.
Yeah. If pre-construction feels too risky
Mm-hmm.
or just too much work,
Too hands-on?
then there are other options out there.
Totally.
And if you are going down that pre-construction path,
Yeah.
think about what parts of that customization are most important.
Like, is it the layout,
Yeah.
the finishes, appliances?
You got to figure out your priorities.
Yeah, that'll help you narrow things down.
And make it less overwhelming.
Right, because it can be really overwhelming.
Totally.
So, okay, we're talking about Phuket,
Yes.
Bang Tao specifically.
Mhm.
It's got those beautiful beaches,
Yeah.
but then also all these luxury developments.
Right. It's booming.
Yeah.
Lots of investors are interested.
So if you're someone with a high risk tolerance,
Okay.
solid financial foundation,
Yeah.
and you love the idea of customizing,
Hmm.
then pre-construction in Bang Tao could be a good fit.
Especially if you're thinking long term. Holding on to the property for a while.
Let that appreciation work its magic.
Exactly.
But if you're more risk averse,
Yeah.
maybe you prefer a guaranteed view,
Uh-huh.
the ability to actually walk through the property,
Mm-hmm.
then a pre-owned villa might be better.
You got to find that balance
Yeah.
where the potential rewards match your risk tolerance.
It's like you've got your own personal investment compass.
That's a good way to put it.
What's your North Star?
What are you guided by?
What's a dream investment for one person?
Yeah.
Could be a total nightmare for someone else.
Totally.
And there's nothing wrong with saying,
Right.
pre-construction's not for me.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
Not for everyone.
So don't let yourself get pressured by all those fancy brochures.
No FOMO.
No FOMO.
Yeah.
Trust your gut.
Do your research.
Make a decision that feels right.
And you don't have to do this alone.
That's true.
There are resources to help you.
Yeah, like what?
Real estate agents in Bang Tao, lawyers who understand Thai law.
Uh-huh.
There are even online forums.
Oh, yeah.
You can talk to other investors.
Get those firsthand accounts.
Learn from their experiences.
That's so valuable.
They're valuable.
So you can avoid making those costly mistakes.
Exactly. And even if you decide pre-construction's not for you,
Yeah.
those connections can still be helpful
Mm-hmm.
for exploring other options.
That's right. You're building your network.
But the more you learn,
Yeah.
the better decisions you'll make.
And there's no rush.
Nope.
Take your time.
Gather information.
Ask questions.
If something doesn't feel right,
Yeah.
walk away.
Walk away.
So we've talked about the practical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but let's shift gears for a minute. Let's talk about the emotional side of this.
Okay. I like it.
Imagine yourself 5 years from now.
Okay. 5 years from now. All right. So 5 years from now, you decided to go for it.
Mm.
You invested in that Phuket pre-construction property.
You're walking through your brand new villa,
Yeah.
the one that you designed. The layout, the finishes everything.
Yeah.
Sunlight's streaming in.
Okay.
You hear the waves crashing in the distance.
I like it.
There's a breeze,
Mm-hmm.
tropical flowers.
Oh, I can practically smell that salty air.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you feel?
That's a great question.
Are you elated? Are you relieved?
Yeah.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah, you took the risk.
Yeah, you made it happen.
And it paid off.
Exactly.
So even though we're picturing that same outcome,
Mm-hmm.
that stunning villa,
Yeah.
that journey to get there is
Yeah.
probably very different for different people.
Totally. Some people love that uncertainty.
Yeah, they love the anticipation.
The planning, the problem solving. It's
Yeah.
all part of the fun for them.
But other people, that would stress them out.
Oh, yeah, sleepless nights,
Worrying about delays.
cost overruns.
Yeah, what if it doesn't turn out how I pictured it?
Exactly.
So it's all about knowing yourself, right?
Totally. Be honest about what you can handle.
Yeah.
How much stress is too much?
Because at the end of the day, you want to enjoy it, right?
You want to enjoy the journey,
Yeah.
not just the destination.
I like that.
So let's flip the script.
Okay.
5 years from now,
Yeah.
you didn't invest.
Okay.
Maybe it wasn't the right fit.
Yeah.
Maybe you found something else.
A different opportunity.
Right?
So what's that look like?
Where are you?
Yeah. Are you on a different balcony
Maybe.
with a different view,
A different view?
but still amazing?
Still amazing.
Just maybe a little more
A
predictable.
little less stressful.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe you're somewhere completely different.
Yeah. You went a totally different route?
You followed a different path.
Okay.
But the big question is,
Yeah.
do you have any regrets?
Do you wish you had taken that leap?
Or are you happy with where you landed?
Right.
And again, this isn't about right or wrong answers.
No.
It's about figuring out what matters to you.
Yeah. What are your priorities?
What does success look like for you?
Because those answers
They're your compass
are going to guide you.
to the path that feels right.
I love that.
So whether it's Phuket or somewhere else,
Mhm.
we hope this deep dive has helped
Giving you the
you
knowledge to make a decision.
to move forward.
So knowledge is power.
Always.
The more you learn,
Mhm.
the better equipped you'll be.
To handle anything.
Real estate anywhere,
And don't forget about those resources we talked about.
right? Reach out to local experts.
Talk to other investors.
Yeah, get as much information as you can.
It's like having your own personal advisory team.
And trust your gut.
Always.
If something doesn't feel right,
Doesn't feel right.
walk away.
There will be other opportunities,
Other properties.
other paths to explore.
So keep exploring
Keep learning.
and never stop diving deep.
That's right.
Until next time.
See you then.
Happy investing, everyone.